Obviously, it's the most prestigious and notorious derby in world football.
And away then go Internazionale, attacking the goal to our left. All the atmosphere of a big city derby in this awesome setting. Rangers, Celtic, Liverpool, Everton, the clash of the Manchester Titans. This one has the same captivating flavour. The blue and black of Inter, the Nerazzurri, against the Red Devils of AC Milan, the Rossoneri. A thunderous meeting of the Italian giants. This the 117th clash between the two in Serie A. Lettini for Milan. The unbeaten league leaders. Didn't reach Maldini, whacked away by Bergomi. Ruben Sosa playing so well for Inter this season. And no Schillaci, sadly, in the Inter side. We should mention that certainly, because he's been out through injury and still not fit to return. They're going to miss him. Now Rijkaard. Linking with Hullet, now Baresi. Baresi, who's back in the international side now, having changed his mind. He retired, of course, a few weeks ago and was persuaded to return. We're told by his wife as much as anybody she was fed up with him being at home too often, apparently. We all have that problem. Now Bianchi. Shalimov. Another vital man in the Inter side, Igor Shalimov. Here's De Agostini. Fontelan showing for him. He's done well too, Fontelan. Into the danger zone, away though by Baresi. De Agostini, fairly frenetic start. It's such a passionate occasion. Bergomi, the captain of Inter. Sosa. Trying to shake off Costa Curta. Free kick has been given to Milan. Ruben Sosa, the Uruguayan international, who scored twice so far this season. His first, of course, with Inter since his move from Lazio. What about, though, Paul, the absence of Schillaci today?
Well, I think it's going to be a significant loss. Obviously, they've lost him through injury. I feel Schillaci, although his goal tally hasn't been too impressive, his general form has been very good.
Beaten in the air by Berti. Berti wearing the number 8 shirt for Inter this afternoon. Over 80,000, as I was saying, inside the stadium. Most of them are Milan fans. They have over 70,000 season ticket holders. So there weren't too many tickets available to Inter fans. And this, of course, is the home game of AC Milan. The vast majority of this huge crowd behind them. Maldini taking the throw. One of the many internationals on view. Most of the people in the stadium willing AC Milan on. The rest of the country, of course, wanting Inter to win. And then this run of AC Milan's to give them all hope, really. Pull it with the pass and safely through to Walter Zenga, who's lost his international place. Pagliuca was the choice of Arrigo Sacchi for the goalless draw with Scotland in midweek. And Zenga, it would seem, out of favour now, having not played in the last 4 internationals. Offside against Sosa. Now here's Donadoni, who was a sub for Italy in midweek. Lettini played from the start. There's Van Basten getting his first sniff of a chance. And that's so often all he needs. Fantastic run he's having again, Van Basten. 12 goals already this season. And there is talk that he set his sights on the league record of 33. Set back in the late 50s by Angelillo, the Argentine, who played in fact for Inter. Sosa now. Good tackle though by Baresi. He has all the guile, all the expertise, Baresi, but he can be firm too when he needs to be. And that was a very strong tackle. Bianchi, tripped by Donadoni, who pleads his innocence. The free kick given by Arcangelo Pezzella, the referee today. Has a reputation for being one of the more lenient referees in Italian football. He's only sent 16 off in 108 games. Rijkaard. Tassotti under pressure from Fontelan. Maybe an unexpected chance for Fontelan in the interside. But he has conceded the free kick. Costacurta finds Maldini. Donadoni operating on the left, it would seem, for Milan, with Lentini ahead of him. Any thoughts, Paul, on the tactics being employed by the two teams looking round?
Well, I mean, the most important thing is clearly evident for myself that both teams want to go out and play attacking football. Obviously, it's nice to see Inter playing the way in which they're playing. I thought they would have been obviously concerned with the loss of Schillaci, but they're playing honourable. They're showing honourable intention, and obviously they're very keen to show what they can do.
Massaro trying to combine with Van Basten. Fairly rare start for Massaro. He's often on the bench, of course, but he has played so well, the number 11 here, whenever he's come on. And he's had his chance from the off this time. Well, it's through. A touch off from Van Basten. Sosa. Costacurta. Now here's Fontelan, who's very quick. He's got a lot of pace. Former Genoa player. Shalimov with Berti. Shalimov again. Well, he's got a good record in front of goal this season so far, Shalimov. 4 goals since his move from Foggia. £8 million he cost. Quite a step up that from the 500,000 he cost Foggia when he moved from the old Soviet Union. Not a bad investment that by Foggia. Now Maldini surging forward, as he will do, I'm sure, whenever the opportunity arises in this Milan derby. He'll have to get away down that left flank, Maldini. Fontelan, here's Sosa. Fontelan again. Fontelan, of course, preferred to Darko Panchev, who could have played. They've only got 2 foreign players out there, Sosa and Shalimov. Bagnoli deciding to leave out Darko Panchev, who missed a lot of chances when we saw Inter against Sampdoria a couple of weeks ago. Won by Paganin, his Bianchi, away from Van Basten. Sosa, now Shalimov. A little bit of an altercation off the ball then, out of the picture. Fontelan trying to wriggle away from the attentions of Tassotti. Actually cost around £5 million when he moved from Genoa, Fontelan, and then he had almost a whole season out through injury, so he's had to make up for lost time. Shot from Bianchi. Not a bad effort either. Well saved then by Antonioli. One of the outstanding young goalkeepers in Italian football, and he certainly lived up to his reputation then.
Yes, he certainly did. It was a very, very good save. That's a very good start for Inter. At the moment, they're not being intimidated. Almost in excess of 80,000 people, predominantly AC Milan supporters, and obviously they're showing that they're taking the initiative.
Now Sosa with the corner. Sosa again, whipping over the cross. Rijkaard got that one away. Here's Massaro. Now Lentini, the world's most expensive player. Van Basten. There have been doubts over the past few days about Van Basten's fitness and whether he would make it in time for the game. What a major setback that would have been to Milan if he hadn't been in the lineup. Donadoni now taking the corner. Towards Van Basten. Very, very close.
What a wonderful header. Clearly evident from the start. I think it was Ferry. It seemed like he actually got caught ball watching, and Van Basten, over 6 foot, obviously showing his strength in the air, and obviously into AC Milan, very unfortunate not to be one up.
He really is a fabulous player, Van Basten. Scores goals from all angles, both feet, and you saw there just how outstanding he is in the air too. Tremendous header, and Milan almost in front. Bergomi. Van Basten, remember, who scored 4 in his last league game away to Napoli. The first time he's managed 4. Lots of frees in recent seasons, including one in this campaign. Brackley for Inter, who started promisingly themselves, and Sosa is onside. Surrounded by Milan defenders, and it's a corner. But a promising chance almost came his way. Agostini in the end forcing the corner. Ruben Sosa, such a handful to any set of defenders, and there was a whole posse around him then. Now Bianchi with the corner. Whistle's gone. An infringement spotted by the referee. I think the offence committed by Bergomi. Relief for Antonioli. Just seeing some of the highlights, Paul, as we did of the Scotland game in midweek. Of course, it's virtually the Milan defence that's playing.
Certainly is.
And they looked a bit uncertain, though, didn't they?
Yes, they did. I mean, Baresi obviously returned, which obviously was a big plus. Costa Curta looked a bit unsteady.
Here's Costa Curta now, right on cue. Looking it away from Sosa. And Maldini, of course, initially switched to the centre of the defence alongside Baresi. They left out Costa Curta, actually. And then the injury to Di Chiara for Italy meant that Maldini switched back to left back with Costa Curta partnering Baresi. But really, that's been the early season report on Milan. They haven't looked as strong at the back, but of course they've been scoring so many goals that on most occasions it doesn't matter. Not that the coach would see it that way. Tassotti. Remember the 5-3 against Lazio and 7-3 against Fiorentina. Sosa now. Just nipped away from him by Rijkaard. Swept wide to Lettini. Maldini's gone forward. To Van Basten's excellent pass. And Massaro almost got there. Challenged by Ferry, who just did enough to deter him. May have given him a nudge.
Yes, it was. It was a wonderful cross from Donadoni. Very, very unlucky. I think it was. Maybe it was Lentini that went down in the box, but certainly AC Milan, they're not being ruffled by Inter Milan at this moment in time. They're trying to take the initiative and trying to play in the manner in which they're accustomed to, which is taking initiative and going on and attacking people.
They do play with such cohesion and style, authority, of course, Milan. Just beginning to get into their stride now. Bullet is in there. Rijkaard, Massaro, and of course the lethal Van Basten. Donadoni taking the corner. Didn't reach Hullet. Here's Rijkaard. They're not so easy to tell apart now, are they? With similar hairstyles, Hullet and Rijkaard. Played it by Baresi. Now will it fall for Lettini? No. Ferry, the defender. And it'll be interesting, Paul, for you to compare Riccardo Ferri, the Inter stopper, against the likes of Costa Curta, who of course has been keeping him out of the Italian team.
Very much so. Obviously last year I think Ferry struggled when they were playing the zonal system. Now they've reverted back to the sweeper with the 2 markers. There's been certainly a lot of claims in the newspapers that he should be back in international contention. I certainly think so.
Throw taken by Paganin. Something of a surprise choice in the Inter side. Towards Van Basten. 15 minutes gone, no score. But certainly a lively opening. Fontelan with the pass, all read though by Tassotti. Fontelan had a second chance. D'Agostini. Inter have won 5 of their 9 league games so far. 2 draws, 2 defeats. Beaten by Udinese and thrashed by Roma. And of course, they really can't afford to lose this one today if they are to stay in touch with Milan, the unbeaten leaders. Who've dropped just the 1 point. Added the goalless draw here with Torino. The team in second place. Juventus lying third, Inter are fourth. Bianchi. And Lentini's efforts have earned the goal kick for Milan. Fabio Capello, the coach of Milan, who's done such a marvellous job leading them to the title, and of course hoping that they will add the European Cup this season as well as retaining the championship. And who would bet against them? Donadoni. Lentini. Van Basten, good turn. And Singer with his body right behind the shot. But again, we saw the sharpness there of Van Basten.
In fact, Peter, what was very good about this was Van Basten's actually first touch that actually makes the room for himself. A highly talented player, and at this moment in time, there's certainly no reason to doubt why he's the world's premier player in his position.
This is Donadoni. Now Baresi. Good cross in by Van Basten, who again had shown such fine positional sense, reading the game so well. Donadoni looking for Hulic. Rijkaard with a shot that's charged down. No real pace behind it, though. Costacurta, Donadoni under pressure from Berti and that buccaneering style of his. Rijkaard, the Tassotti. Closed out quickly, though, by Fontelan. Again, Milan denied space to come forward. This is Battistini, the sweeper, a former Milan player. 7 seasons with AC. Well, Tassotti claiming he was the innocent party there. The referee didn't see it the same way. Free kick to Inter, taken by Sosa. D'Agostini, Sosa. D'Agostini towards Fontelan. Bergomi, and the flag is up for offside.
That's the same familiar style with AC Milan. From when the ball is cleared, immediately Baresi showing his inspiration, showing his confidence, showing that he's taking initiative as the leader at the back, getting them quickly to squeeze up and playing offside.
Maldini searching for Van Basten. Here's Donadoni. It was really a toss-up between Donadoni and Albertini for that midfield role today. Albertini, who featured in the international from the start in the week for Italy, and apparently was saying he felt rather tired. So Donadoni, who only came on as a sub, has got the nod from Capello today. So much competition for places. Massaro, Bullet. It's Baresi well forward with him. Costacurta. Maldini, who covered for Baresi's run forward. Milan enjoying a period of possession now. Rijkaard threading it on. Lentini. Such a dangerous player, Lentini. Donadoni. This is Maldini. Free kick to Milan. Foul by Paganin on Lentini. Frank Rijkaard just making his way towards the penalty box, and thought for a moment Maldini was leaving the kick to Baresi, but no, it's Donadoni here. To Sotti. Too long for Ruud Gullit.
Obviously, Peter, what seems apparent to me is that they're certainly trying to get as much width as possible. It would appear to me that with Gullit wide on the right and Donadoni on the other side, they're trying to stretch the defenders and obviously looking to play the ball into space behind, seemingly different from Milan's usual intricate style of passing and playing.
Such a tactical battle out there between these two teams who know each other so well, of course. Now off goes Van Basten on the charge. On by Van Basten. Saro, denied though by Ferry, and it's Paganin. Sosa controlled it delightfully, but couldn't find Bianchi. And Van Basten offside. Ferry. Here's De Agostini. Montalan. Now to Sotti. Lovely layoff it by Gullit. Gullit, who's been out through injury and was on the bench last week. Rijkaard, another man who's had his problems with injuries. Hoping they're behind him now. Could be a problem though for Milan with Sosa. No, the whistle's gone. And it's a free kick to Milan. Well, that was wide. Donadoni. Lentini with Rijkaard. Inter again being pressed back into their own half as Costa Curta now comes forward. Here's Shalimov. And the decision going Inter's way. Ferry. Wasn't a bad pass at all, that from Ferry. Linking with Ruben Sosa. But to no avail. And it's Maldini to Baresi for Milan. Baresi elegantly forward. Van Basten had peeled off his marker. Here's Lentini. Got away from Bianchi. And the cross was a poor one. Baresi. The Milan fans will expect more of their £13 million man Lentini. Gullit. Crowded out though, it was Montalan who got the tackle in, and away comes Shalimov. No, the referee bringing play back for the free kick to Inter. Ruud Gullit, who of course wasn't in the side at the start of the season, much to his chagrin, his annoyance, but he's battled his way back. And you'll have a chance to meet Ruud Gullit at half-time. We have a competition for you. The prize is a trip to Italy to meet him and to watch him play. Unless he's watching himself from the stands, which he might well be with Milan, you never know. We'll have to pick the Milan team that day. Down goes Van Basten, frantic appeals. The referee in total accord. Bergame dismayed, but a real chance here then for Milan. With 25 minutes gone in the first half. Van Basten is there, and Rijkaard. And Hullet. Any thoughts, Paul, on who might take this one?
It seems probably actually it's going to be Rijkaard, I think. It was a needless favour given away by Bergame. Obviously he's shown that he's trying to stay as tight as possible with Van Basten, but from this position, certainly Inter Milan, I'm sure they've got to be very worried about the direct shot on goal.
No Albertini in the Milan side. He's often one to shoot from distance. Looks like, though, indeed it could be Rijkaard. And here he is now. And that was rather tame. Donadoni. Maldini's run, well covered though. But the referee allowing play to go on. And the warning signals were out then for Inter. Bianchi. Well, that's good skill by Bianchi. The only member of the Inter side in the Italian team in the week. He had a central midfield role then. Today, of course, as usual for Inter, he's operating wide on the right. Foul on Ruben Sosa here. Baresi showing his ruthless streak. And when he chooses, he can be an uncompromising defender, Paul.
Yes, he can. I mean, Baresi, not only is he a talented player, but at certain times as well, we've seen the other side of Baresi, the more cynical side, when he chooses to put his foot in.
Well, the referee having to calm down the Inter players. That's to do with the earlier challenge. I think that may be Paganini who went down, yes. Well, he's okay, but only just. And the Inter players clearly weren't happy about the tackle on Paganini. So an opportunity for Inter, perhaps to carve something out here. Ruben Sosa taking the free kick. Fontalan off the bar. Antonioli was struggling, and somehow Milan survived. Great header then by Fontalan from Sosa's free kick.
A very good header indeed. Apparently it was clearly evident to myself that Costa Curta got caught ball watching.
Just seeing Lentini's cross. Whistle's gone anyway. So hopefully we'll see that replay again. Obviously we had to stay with the play then to see what Milan were up to at the other end. The outcome, a free kick to Inter. But Fontalan so close to an opening goal then for Inter. In his first appearance in the side this season, although he has come on as a sub, it's his first start.
Yes, you can see it's a very good cross from Sosa. And Fontalan, well, very, very good header indeed. Antonioli obviously struggling very much with that.
Here's Tassotti. Inter will take heart from that. They have been under a little bit of pressure since the early minutes. But they've shown again that they have a trick or two up their own sleeves. Rijkaard on. Didn't reach Van Basten because Ferry was there.
What's been significant in this game, Peter, is that both sides are prepared to take the play to each other. You sometimes think when having spent 50 or 60 million pounds that they're both spent with so much talent in abundance, they tend to cancel each other out. But I think it's a game where, you know, they both want to play. In particular, Inter Milan showing the initiative. They're not prepared to sit and take back. They want to press forward and obviously try and score a goal.
Berti to Sosa, so full of running, so full of industry, Ruben Sosa. Excellent signing by Bagnoli, who was a great fan of his. The word is he's not quite so keen on Matthias Sammer, who'd already come to the club before Bagnoli did. Maybe that's why he doesn't seem to be an automatic choice, though I must confess I was surprised he left him out today. Sammer is such an influential player. Won by Bianchi. Paganini taking over. Half an hour gone. It's still 0-0 in the Milan derby. Rijkaard. Costa Curta. Patient approach play again by Milan. Inter just soaking up the pressure. Donadoni to Tassotti. Good running by Donadoni. Good covering by Fontelan. And De Agostini. This is Sosa. Fontelan. Very satisfying start to this game for him. He was so highly rated. That's going to be a caution for Costa Curta. So highly rated, Fontelan, before that serious injury a couple of seasons back, which cost him almost the entire campaign. But he's looked good so far on this one, Paul.
He has imposed himself in the game, hasn't he? Showing wonderful skill. Obviously, he's a very gifted player, and Costa Curta has no other alternative except to make a needless tackle and get himself a caution as a result of that.
Fontelan, who made around 30 appearances in the Serie A last season for Inter, just the 3 goals, and they did find goals very hard to come by last season, Inter. Jurgen Klinsmann was the top scorer with only 7. Shalimov. No way past for Massaro. Maldini. Hooked away by Battistini. Costa Curta has given it away though to Shalimov. Beatti has gone down injured. Play on, says the referee. Bianchi, Shalimov. Beatti back on his feet again. And some intricate approach play from Inter now, growing in confidence. De Agostini with Shalimov. Well-timed tackle though by Frank Rijkaard. Here's Hullet now. And the look says it all. Latest news from other matches. Foggia have taken the lead against Lazio, Paul Gascoigne's team. Baggioni the scorer. And it's Roma 0 and Kona 1, a surprise there. So both the Rome clubs in trouble. We'll have all the half-time scores for you a little later on. And of course you can see all today's goals in Gazzetta Football Italia with Paul Gascoigne, 10:30 on Saturday mornings. Lentini, and that'll be a throw to Milan off Paganin. Bullet showing so much strength then, but even he couldn't survive that challenge. Bullet, who feels he has to prove himself every week really, with so much competition for places, and that seems amazing really, a player of his stature. And of course if he plays it means that Papan doesn't, or Boban or Savicevic. 3 other outstanding players all left on or in the stands, not even on the bench of course. A lot of jostling going on in the penalty box. Donadoni to hook it back in again. Massaro couldn't reach it. Rijkaard. Tassotti wanting more movement. Getting it from Van Basten, but Fontelan was able to head clear. Sosa. A really tight Milan derby as we anticipated. Now can Inter catch Milan on the break? That's Sosa. And that was a really fine tackle then from Costa Curta, who has his critics. Nothing wrong with that tackle though. 10 minutes of the first half to go. Gaza won't be happy. Lazio are now 2-0 down. Brian Roy, their new signing from Ajax, has got the second goal. Bianchi prodding it on. Baresi was there. Poor clearance though by him. And not the best of shots from Berti. Good idea.
I think his intentions were very honourable, but what's very pleasing is that the way Inter are starting to take the game to AC Milan. I mean, that's just one strike, but in general play, Inter seem to have had more possession, no real end product at this moment there.
Milan had the better of the two games last season, 1-1 and then 1-0. Massaro getting that winning goal right at the end too. Baresi. Costacata. No option but to just hoist it forward. Too easy for Bergami. Very strong in the air at the back on Inter, and Sosa was threatening to go on then. Now, what is the referee doing here? Well, play seems to be going on. I think maybe Sosa was saying it was nothing too serious. Didn't seem to be appealing for the foul anyway. What did you make of that, Paul?
I tell you what, Peter, I think Baresi can consider himself very fortunate. It was a straight ball. Baresi and Costacurta got caught square. Baresi being very, very clever, making contact with Sosa, so there was no need for Sosa to react in a way. But I think he was very, very unlucky.
Certainly seemed that way. But now Sosa limping towards the touchline, so maybe that was just a signal to the bench he was making.
But I think there was Baresi made genuine contact when he knew that he couldn't get the ball.
Well, I must admit that was my first impression too, but the referee had a good long hard look, and there were no fierce protests at all from the Inter players. Sosa maybe was more concerned about his injury. There it is again, and yeah, he pulled up, so hamstring maybe?
Possibly.
Well, straight away they've made the substitution. Darko Pachev taking the place of Sosa. Oh, that's a real setback for Inter. Sosa, who looks so lively up front, and certainly Pachev doesn't have the same mobility. He has great finishing power, of course, but they're going to miss the running of Sosa.
I think Baresi will be very pleased actually, because what Sosa's got in abundance that Pachev hasn't got is pace, and certainly was imposing himself on the game where he was creating a few problems for the AC Milan defence.
Here's Pachev now. He'll be so anxious to press. Really disappointing against Sampdoria a couple of weeks ago. Chances he would normally have snapped up from his Red Star Belgrade days just seemed to go begging. Now Inter have a corner which Bianchi is going to take. They posted Bergami in the 6-yard box. He will now have to race back with his fellow defenders. Good tackle though by Battistini. Lentini. Rijkaard waiting on the cross. Runs through to Tassotti. And no real accuracy at all on the centre then from Tassotti, this experienced defender of Milan. And a belated international call-up recently, Tassotti. Manini was injured, but now Manini back in favour. Zenga actually, Paul, has had relatively little to do, really.
No, he's not. I think at various times AC Milan's approach play has been good, but the final ball has let them down on occasions. I'm sure they're trying to get Van Basten and Co into the game, but at this moment in time, Bergami and Ferri are coping adequately with the threat.
And with the insurance, of course, of Battistini sweeping behind them. Now, Donadoni. Lentini. It's a flowing move here from Milan. Van Basten now. Lentini. Oh, what a goal! Fabulous goal by Lentini. Well, there we saw Milan at their best. Such cohesion. 5 minutes to half-time, and Lentini, just when we were wondering when Milan would get into their full stride, has given us the perfect reply.
Wow, what can I say, Peter? I mean, that's typical of AC Milan. Certainly when they run other plays against them. Van Basten here in possession of the ball. He's got two fenders around him, fully aware of his threat and his mobility. He tucks a nice ball inside. Lentini, showing why they've paid £13 million for him. A wonderful finish from a truly wonderful player.
No emotion on the face of the coach, but my word, he will have been as thrilled as we were with that goal. Chilling finish by Lentini. His third goal of the season, and he will be relishing that one. £13 million, and when he scores goals like that, he's worth every penny. But what a build-up by Milan. Van Basten showing such awareness.
And that's the worst thing, Peter, when you can see the goal so near to half-time. Psychologically, it inflicts such a massive blow on Inter Milan, who generally have had the better run of play in terms of possession.
Fontalan. Here's Pachev. And the free kick has been given to Inter here, just outside the box. Arguments from Tassotti. The referee was right on the spot. So here's a chance for Inter to snap right back. Bianchi organising the free kick. Shalimov is there too. And D'Agostini, who's got a pretty fearsome shot when called upon. Bianchi still at the centre of the plot. Shalimov now has taken the place in the wall, or just off it. Now maybe Ricardo Ferri's going to blast one. Here's Ferri. And how quickly then he was closed down. Actually, the defender was only about a yard away at the time. And the yellow card, presumably for dissent. I would imagine Ferri was claiming that that defender wasn't far enough away. I think he had a case.
I think so. I think obviously he tries the free kick, and I'm sure it was. I think he was alarmed. I think it was Baresi or the blocker who came to shut the ball very quickly, and the referee certainly stamping his authority on the game by awarding him a yellow card.
He's also given the corner to Inter as we near half-time in this fiercely contested Milan derby. Bianchi's corner. Antonioli lost it. Massaro able to whack it clear. Paganin has to fetch it. 2 minutes of the first half to go. Berti, Shalimov. I was just going to say, he'd shown some nice touches in the first half, Shalimov, and he gives the ball away, but he's won it back again. Fontalan. Shalimov and Bianchi. And Baresi came storming out again there. Fearless tackle by the Milan captain.
That's good play by Baresi. That's very good defensive responsibility. The ball is played square, and Baresi reading the situation very well and showing why he's probably the world's premier sweeper in his position.
It's D'Agostini with the corner for Inter. Antonioli, and a comfortable catch for him. Former under-21 international goalkeeper Antonioli, and seems now to be very much the first choice for Milan ahead of Rossi. News of a goal in Genoa. Sampdoria have taken the lead against struggling Napoli. Roberto Mancini has given Sampdoria that lead. This is Lentini, the man who's given Milan the lead. Berti to Bianchi, caught though by Massaro. The gesture from the referee says it all. You can't protest at that, he says. D'Agostini. Shalimov. Ferri almost into injury time. At the end of this first half, free kick to Milan. They've taken it quickly, they've taken it from the wrong place. Doesn't seem to matter. Bergomi wrestling. I think with Massaro there. He went clattering into the boards. And again, total disinterest shown by the referee. I bet Massaro's mother will be showing more concern for her son. Agostini to Fontalan. Twisting and turning, caught though by Hullet. Ferry. And what on earth was he thinking of there, I wonder? Passions continue to run high in the San Siro. We've had a minute now of stoppage time. One or two injuries, including, of course, the one to Sosa, which could play a big influence in this game. Bagnoli will be bitterly regretting the loss of him. Baresi in no particular hurry. Such a composed and experienced player, Baresi. Donadoni. Rijkaard. Donadoni again. Baresi, so much starts from Baresi, so much more than just a defender. Now Massaro, and a little bit of hesitation at the back, but could have been penalised. Zenga wasn't happy with the challenge from Massaro. I think he's saying there, well look, the ball was there for me to go for.
I think it certainly was. A bit of hesitancy between Bergman, I think, Ferry, and Massaro makes a genuine challenge for the ball.
The half-time whistle is blown by Arcangelo Pezzella, and it's Milan then who lead by a 1-0. That stunning strike by Lentini 5 minutes before. Late viewers, Ruben Sosa sadly injured in the first half with what looked to be quite a serious injury too. Referee just waiting for the teams to settle. Paul Elliott, looking back on the first half, your thoughts now on what the coaches might have had to say at half-time?
Well, I think Inter Milan certainly will be very, very disappointed. They lost the goal at a bad stage of the game. But at the same time, AC Milan hadn't been playing particularly well. Lots of possession, but real no end product till the goal. I'm sure that that's what you can expect from AC, even when the runner plays against them, that they've still got this ability to conjure up something out of nothing.
And it certainly was a spectacular goal by Lentini. There's Donadoni, and Baresi having to chase. He still has the pace, Baresi. 32 years old now. The legs haven't gone yet. Bianchi just got the, or rather Shalimov just got the touch there. Well-timed tackle from Tassotti. Here's Hullet, who was fairly well contained in the first half. A lot of hard running from him, as always. Such an enthusiastic player, Hullet. But didn't really make any vast impression in that first 45 minutes, Paul.
No, he didn't. I mean, as we know from Ruud Hullet, what we're going to get, although he's a top-class quality player who suffered his injuries, he worked so hard for the side, and I think that's part of, he's just one component that makes up this great side from AC Milan.
And he knows if his standards slip, one of the other foreigners will come in. Paganin. And a threat from Massaro, and the corner. Well, carelessly given away then by Paganin. Getting a bit of stick, I would think, from his teammates there. Milan always a threat on the corners, on the set pieces, with the likes of Van Basten and Hullet and Rijkaard, and also Maldini, who comes up from the back. Donadoni with the corner. And there was Rijkaard. With Zenga committed, really.
A wonderful effort by Rijkaard. Very unlucky. Hopefully, I would have liked him to keep the ball down a bit more. I mean, it's a very good corner from the left-hand side, and I think it was Fontalan actually which was marking him. But I think what was quite disappointing that you shouldn't really have a forward marking somebody in that position. I would have thought he would be more likely to have a defender marking the likes of something like Rijkaard.
Paganin away from Lentini. Paganin wanting support then from Bianchi, but he's got the throw anyway. Paganin, something of a utility player, really. Now here's Pachev. Well, he's a lethal sharpshooter on his day, Darko Pachev, but he hasn't really settled with Inter. And there has been a lot of speculation during the week linking him with Manchester United, talk of a £5 million offer. The word from Inter's camp, I gather, is that the President Pellegrini says he's certainly not going anywhere this season, and maybe not even after that. So we'll have to wait and see what develops there. Bianchi, Shalimov, a player who has settled well, one of the other foreign stars. Lentini, caught by Berti. Theatrical gesture from Berti, won't convince the referee. Clearly a foul then on Lentini. Now Shalimov, Bianchi. This is Paganin. Rather sloppy control though by Paganin. Berti trying to take on Baresi. Maybe that's not wise. Brilliant tackle by Baresi. Now Lentini speeding away again down this left flank. The man who has scored the one goal so far. Rijkaard has Donadoni in support. And then it all breaks down. And Ruud Gullit will be not too happy with the service he received there. First goal of the second half, just hearing about now elsewhere. Brescia are leading Fiorentina by 1-0. And it's Jorge Hagi, the Romanian star. Yes, I think that was what the chap who passes me the scores was saying. He occasionally takes a while to pronounce one or two of the names. The other week he was trying to tell me that Batistuta had scored, and by the time he actually told me that, Batistuta had scored again. That's me out of a job. Headed on by Gullit. Baresi wins it in the air. Tassotti, Donadoni. 5 minutes into the second half, and off goes the Milan machine again. Ruud Gullit just made that bit of space for himself with that deft control. Baresi, for once caught in possession. Maldini. D'Agostini to Shalimov. Goes Baresi. There'll be a yellow card for him. That was a pretty ferocious challenge by the Milan captain. Can't really have too many complaints about that.
No, I think the ref was in a very, very good position. Certainly showing that he's no respecter of reputations. I mean, the great Baresi, he certainly follows through there.
And Shalimov took the full effect of that. Franco Baresi calling the shots at the back. The organiser-in-chief. Fontelan climbing well. This will have gone though. Free kick to Milan. Fontelan says why.
In fact, Peter, I do feel that Fontelan is probably their best player. He has got skill in abundance, but he also, when he hasn't got the ball, you see him many times in midfield trying to pick up the ball, and shows a lot of creativity and hard work as well.
Maldini. Rijkaard to Maldini again. Here's Lentini. Had the strength then to hold off the challenge, Lentini. He has subtle skills, but he has power too. And that almost reached Massaro. And the Milan fans well pleased with that little piece of trickery from Lentini. Here he is again. Away by Bergomi. Swept out towards Pachev, and he was caught by Costa Curta.
It was a very silly challenge by Costa Curta. The ball rolling into Panchev's feet. Costa Curta a long way away from the goal and made a needless tackle.
You're not a fan of his, are you?
I think he's a good player, but I feel that, you know, Ferry's a very competent, and I can't understand really why he's not in Saki's plans.
Well, that was Costa Curta who won that one. Rijkaard. Now Lectini, confronted by another horde of blue and black striped shirts, and the cross this time just simply not good enough from Lentini. Shalimov, Fontalan won it in the air again, but Baresi was there, imperiously away to Tassotti. Donadoni. Van Basten in space there, well, it was quickly closed down and then given away by Ferry. Donadoni losing out to Shalimov. Berti. Now Fontalan. And what a fine run then by Nicola Berti. Getting a lot of whistles from the crowd. He's not a favourite, Berti, with anyone other than an Inter supporter. Very outspoken player, Berti. Now here's Hullet, hoping his actions will speak louder than words. Still Hullet, teasing defenders, away by Bergomi. And he had Massaro almost unmarked at the far post if he could have found him. And Basten claiming the foul. Not given, but he's not for him. Now Destini, Fontalan was just onside. Inter doing their best now to take the game to Milan. Trailing by a goal to nil. That goal 5 minutes before half-time from Lentini. Pachev looking disgruntled. The decision going against him. The referee just waving play on. Now Hullet. Did he get that in? Well, he was stretching anyway, Hullet, and might have done himself a bit of damage there.
That was unlucky play by Hullet. Hullet showing his flexibility. A few moments ago we saw him popping up on the left wing. I mean, that's part of the Inter, the AC Milan machine. Gullit and Donadoni popping up from various sides and creating a lot of confusion down the flanks.
Fontalan pursuing Tassotti. And getting away from him too. That's excellent work by Fontalan, and surely he was tripped. And has the referee given the penalty? I think not. No, he's given just a corner. Well, my first reaction there was that had to be a penalty.
Peter, I think that was definitely a penalty. Fontalan, the real...
Well, did he trip? Was he Did he stumble?
I think there was genuine contact there. Fontalan imposed himself on the AC defence. I mean, he looks the only probable person that's likely to score at the moment. And I think he was very unlucky not to be awarded a penalty there.
The Inter players very incensed. Fontalan had done so well. He seemed to be away from Tassotti. They're still arguing about it in there. And I think maybe some words of consolation from one or two of the Milan players. That clearly looked a penalty to me from the first viewing. Often replays can be a bit deceptive. Now Bianchi with the corner. Inter pressing here. In towards Fontalan, had no chance of climbing though. He was surrounded by defenders, and it was well claimed by Antonioli. News at Lazio, Gazza's team have pulled a goal back against Foggia. They were 2-0 down, remember. And Beppe Signori, that's his 11th of the season, has given Lazio fresh hope. And that, of course, against his old team, Foggia, and that marvellous partnership with Baiano in recent times before his move to Lazio. Signori, who played for the Italians in midweek, chosen ahead of Vialli. And just to confirm, Paul Gascoigne is playing for Lazio today. And if he plays as well for them as he did for England in midweek, well, he's got a good chance of getting back on level terms, I would think. In towards Rijkaard. Again, so strong in the air, despite the very close scrutiny he was receiving then from Bergomi.
It was a good ball, but what was interesting was the movement of Massaro. He's obviously starting off in a centre-forward position, but we see Gullit coming inside and Massaro moving out wide to the right.
I don't think we're going to see Gullit anymore. I think he's coming off. Looked like the number 10 card that was being displayed then, and it's Albertini, the Italian international, who's going to replace him. That's a measure of the depth in this squad. They can leave internationals out, and when one comes off, just bring another one on. Battistini. Quite a few whistles around the ground at the moment, so maybe the Milan fans aren't too happy with this substitution. Berti will be penalised for that. Costa, the aggrieved party. What do you make of that then, Paul?
I think Gullit will be very, very disappointed. I don't think he's really imposed himself in the game as much as he would like to. But when he's been in possession of the ball, we've seen shades of the whole Gullit again. But Albertini, a very good midfield player. Possession is a very powerful shot, and I'm sure that he will cause a significance on the game.
Yes, we did see Gullit maybe overstretching just a few minutes ago, so perhaps that's a problem. And Capello taking the opportunity to bring on a fresh pair of legs. Maybe there is an injury to Gullit that didn't look quite so significant at the time, but maybe he is. Now, Costa. Milan certainly can't relax. They can't presume the one goal will be enough. Donadoni. I think they'll probably push him out wider now, with Albertini slotting into a more central role. Challenged by Ferry. One of these two hard, obdurate defenders in the interside, Ferry and Bergomi. Lettini. The ball spinning away from Bianchi. Sampdoria have scored again against Napoli. It's now 2-0. And it's Jugovic with the second goal. And Torino have taken the lead against Juventus. Sorde with the goal. The big Turin derby. And it's Udinese 2, Genoa 0. So Genoa's problems continuing. Significant scoreline, though, that one from Turin, with Juventus, of course, the team most people expect to really apply the pressure on Milan. And they are trailing to Torino. They're big city rivals who are now above them in the table. And something of a surprise package, really, Torino this season. They have done extremely well, especially when you think they sell this fellow, Lettini. Now, Albertini. Rijkaard. Van Basten. Massaro had pulled into the middle. No match, though, for Walter Zenga. Rather stalemate at the moment, Paul. Inter aren't doing enough, are they, to trouble Milan, and Milan themselves aren't imposing a great deal at the other end either. Yeah, Milan seem quite comfortable to sit on their one-goal lead. Inter Milan, I think what they've struggled is obviously with the lack of, with the loss of Sousa. His pace is obviously going to be a significant factor. Because I do feel with Panchev, a very good penalty box player, but outside the box I don't think you're going to get a lot of contribution, so therefore it really means that it's either going to be an error from AC Milan or probable a midfield player in the likes of Berti, we've seen on 1 or 2 occasions running forward. This is Donadoni. Now Van Basten allowed to turn and link with Donadoni. quickly then can Inter break forward here. Bianchi. Aganin. Got away from Lentini. Too long though for Fontelan. And he is the one player who has really been a menace, in terms of the front players anyway, for Inter. Again, a timely interception by Baresi. Bianchi. And off goes Lentini. Milan on the break now. Van Basten. Albertini. And Zenga surely took that over the line then. That tells you he did.
But Peter, what wonderful play from Van Basten. Not only is he dangerous in the penalty area, but he gets this central position, then pulls away to the left-hand side. And when you see Van Basten in a 1v1, automatically they think that he's going to take on the defender in the box. But he shows great vision by picking out a lovely ball wide to Albertini.
The coach, Capello, will want the comfort and the cushion of a second goal. Donadoni's corner. Bergami, who hoisted it clear. Baresi, good old-fashioned up and under. You don't see that from Milan too often. Massaro. Lentini, the foot was high from Ferri. Hearing now that Fiorentina have equalised against Brescia. And it's Orlando who scored. That's now 1-1. Fiorentina, a very attack-minded side, and if they can tighten up defensively, they're going to be a threat in terms of the championship, or at least the top places anyway. 5th place before the start of play today. Fiorentina. That's the team with Brian Laudrup and Effenberg, the German, and our friend Batistuta. And thankfully for the chap passing the scores, has not scored that goal. Fontelan, caught offside. Albertini. Tassotti. Donadoni showing for him here. Tassotti. And the experience of D'Agostini seeing him through. D'Agostini, the former Juventus player. Approaching the midway point in the second half. Still the one goal then dividing the two teams. Is that one goal going to be enough, I wonder? Fenny. Long pass up towards Pachev. Baresi away. Fontelan settles for the throw. Pachev. Not a very short touch though by Pachev. His confidence is clearly low. Albertini to Lentini, whose confidence will be high after that staggering goal towards half-time. Bianchi did well then to survive that challenge from Lentini. Play on, says the referee. Maldini now. Here's Van Basten. Lentini. Still Van Basten, a little change of pace then, and he'd spot it right card at the far post. Donadoni. Oh, Bianchi made a mess of that. Massaro. Same story. He made a mess of it too.
A very good effort, but once again we see Van Basten, he's not having the best of games in general play, but what he does do, he's pulling off to this wide left position, and Maldini, for the first time we've seen him down the left-hand side, he isolates Van Basten in a 1v1, and Van Basten once again showing that he can be potential goal provider as well as goal scorer.
Oh, Fontelan caught offside. I seem to remember from last season that was a problem with him. And he's been caught really too often. Although he has played well, Fontelan. Now Paganini has given away another corner. Massaro isn't going to take it. So some more defending for Inter to do here against this corner from Lentini. Way by Berti. Baresi. Very nearly found Baldini. Paganini, another slip by him. He's struggling at the moment, Paganini. Lentini hoping to take advantage. It's another corner.
Talking about Lentini, Peter, I was reading somewhere where he earns £2 million a year, a staggering amount. I was just thinking to myself, I would have loved to have been the agent in that deal anyway.
So you're not on 2 million at Chelsea then? Now Paganini, obviously in pain. He's had a bit of mental pain in the last few minutes. 1 or 2 aberrations from him that could have been far more costly. He's given away a couple of corners. Manueli looking very concerned. And maybe he might have to make another switch here. He's already brought on Pachev, of course, for Sosa. But Paganini able to continue. Lentini's corner. Costa Curta. Pachev challenging with Costa Curta. Now Bianchi still working so hard for Inter, trying to get something started for them. Battistini. Fontalan. Chalimov. One back though by Donadoni. Still Donadoni. Van Basten. Rijkaard. Milan hoping to slip into top gear now. Lentini. Van Basten lurking at the far post. No protest from him, as he was confronted then by Ferri. Now, more goals. We heard that Lazio pulled one back against Foggia. So have Roma, that's against Ancona. 1-1, and it's Comey with the goal. And Baldo has scored 2 for Udinese. De Agostini with a shot. Oh, what a goal! Oh, what a mistake by Antonioli. De Agostini, well, it seemed such a tame shot, and it just spun away from the goalkeeper. Oh, that was a dreadful lapse in concentration by young Antonioli.
A woeful error by Antonioli. Clearly it was a bad bounce right in front of him, and he doesn't keep his eye on the ball. I mean, I said before that it's either going to be an error or it's probably going to be Fontalan who's probably going to score, but I was proved right on this occasion. What a turnaround.
De Agostini cannot believe his good fortune, and Capello looking on in stunned disbelief. That was absolutely amazing. 20 minutes to go, and De Agostini has made it 1-1. The goal right out of nothing. A bizarre goal by De Agostini. His first for Inter, and he can hardly have anticipated scoring in that fashion. Antonioli, Francesco Antonioli, will have nightmares about that for years to come. And this is where the likes of Baresi will have to calm him down, Paul, and just help him to keep his composure now.
Yes, he will do. I think Baresi, he's got a big role to play in this vastly experience. We know what Baresi can do, and it's vital now that he gives a bit of confidence and brings a bit of stability back to the AC Milan defence.
Away by Costa Curta. De Agostini wants to try again, and well, Antonioli was behind it, but it rebounded off him. De Agostini had tried it once, and he thought, I'll try it again. Here's De Agostini now. What a fillip for Inter. It didn't really seem too many ways they were going to seriously examine AC Milan. And then right out of the blue, the goal from De Agostini to bring them back on level terms in the 117th Milan derby in Serie A. It's livened it up a bit, Paul, anyway.
Certainly is. It's an interesting situation now where I'm looking to see who's going to take the initiative and going to impose himself on the game. Certainly I think it's going to be AC Milan.
Well, no question, they will have to raise themselves again. They seem to be rather going through the motions a little bit. Milan, they had the one goal. I'm not suggesting they thought it was enough, but at the same time they were containing Inter. The loss of Sosa was a major blow for Bagnoli's team, and Pachev has done very little. As I say that, he's marauding up front, but couldn't get away from Baresi. Shalimov. This is more like it from Inter now. Fontelan goes it alone. He had support. Pachev was in the middle, hoping for a good service. What about the option there, Paul, that Fontelan took?
Yes, it was a good effort. Probably Fontelan should have done better with the advance in Maldini, but he shows his defensive attributes by trying to guide him away from the goal and obviously forcing him to make a shot endlessly wide.
Rijkaard. The atmosphere lifting in the stadium now. Milan have to do it all over again. Lentini under pressure from Paganin, sticking tigerishly to it. Rijkaard forward. Massaro trying to hook in a spectacular strike. Ferry away. Rijkaard. Donadoni. Dassotti. Van Basten struggling. He'll feel he was impeded. No serious protest from him. There's Van Basten again. Shalimov can bring it away for Inter. Suddenly right back in this game. Pachev. Confronted by Rijkaard. Did well to hold him off then, Pachev. If ever a player needs a goal, it's this fellow, Darko Pachev, to lift his morale. Such a prolific goal scorer with Red Star Belgrade and with the old Yugoslavian side. Former European Golden Boot Award winner. But he's yet to score for Inter. And he has some glaring misses against Sampdoria when we saw him. 15 minutes to go. Albertini rolls it wide. Donadoni. Good intentions then shown by Albertini. Player of big vision and flair. Lentini now. He has Maldini outside him. Van Basten here. Again well read though by Ferry. Bianchi. Berti. Free kick against Maldini. There are goals now in every game in the top Italian flight this afternoon. Latest ones to bring you Cagliari 1 Parma 0. I'll get it right in a moment. Cagliari 0, Parma 1. And that's Thomas Brolin, the Swedish international. And Pescara are a goal up against Atalanta. And Eranio now has replaced Donadoni, so it's one Italian international for another. Eranio, who was the cornerstone really of Genoa's success last season and getting to the latter stages of UEFA Cup. But not granted an automatic place in Milan's side. And here's the second substitution being made by Inter. And this is Tacola, who was signed in November from Pisa, Paul Elliott's old club. Played in the Italian under-21 side. Replacing Paganin, who had an injury and was struggling a little bit anyway to contain the likes of Lentini. Here's Lentini now, striding purposefully forward. Maldini. Too close to Zenga. Is that a name familiar to you, Tacola, from your Pisa days? Too young for you, I suppose. And Juventus have now equalised in the Turin derby. Torino 1, Juventus 1, and it's Gianluca Vialli with that goal for Juventus. Don't forget, you can see all the goals in Saturday's Channel 4 programme, Gazzetta, 10:30, with Paul Gascoigne. As usual, I'm sure we'll have plenty to say too about his week in Italy. Towards Massaro. Frantic appeals from the crowd, mainly the Milan fans, for a penalty. No question, though, of that being given. And you begin to wonder now, Paul, if that very costly error from Antonioli is going to deprive Milan of their victory today.
It seems probable, but you don't write off Milan at your peril. Even when they're having not the particularly good fortunes, they've still got that ability in their players to improvise and that imagination where they can do something out of nothing.
Uranio was trying to do exactly that, making good progress over on that right flank, but not really extending Walter Zenga. Milan 1, Inter 1. Shalimov to Berti. This is Tacola. Another goal for Sampdoria. They're now 3 up against Napoli, who are in serious trouble. And it's Roberto Mancini from the penalty spot. That's his second of the game. Sampdoria 3 up against Napoli. Bring back Diego Maradona. Ferri planting it forward, and Pachev clearly offside. And the linesman can't believe he's even disputing it. Baresi. Van Basten. Bianchi having to beat the referee as well as Milan. Caught though by Van Basten, not the referee. Free kick to Inter. So desperate to pull themselves back into contention for the championship up there with Milan. Such a disappointing season, the last campaign for Inter, their worst for some 17 years. And what made it worse, of course, is that Milan was striding away at the top of the table and finished the season unbeaten. How would you read the situation, Paul? Capello saying beforehand that Inter are the biggest rivals to his team.
Well, I think Inter's a very good side. What they do very well is, even when they're not playing well, I think they've still got the ability to conjure up results, and I think it's been clearly evident today.
Now Tassotti for Milan. Uranio has gone wide. This is Albertini. So much frustration though for Milan. Inter defending tightly. It was handled then by Van Basten. You have to give credit to the markers at the back in particular. Bergomi and Ferri have done such a fine job for Inter.
Yes, they've both played very well indeed. As we know, the prolific Van Basten, 12 goals this term, not had the best of games. Obviously, he's worked tirelessly for the cause of AC Milan, but certainly Bergomi and Ferri, they've played very, very well.
So here's this fellow, Battistini, the former Milan man. Fontaine, Panchev. No question, though, they are missing the movement, the mobility of Sosa into when the ball is played forward. He opens up so many avenues for them with his thoughtful running. Bianchi wanted the throw. Lentini, though, will take it for Milan. Rijkaard. Up for Van Basten. He didn't make contact. Baresi did. Free kick to Inter. Into themselves champions back in 1989. Hoping to repeat that this season. But of course it's Milan who have made all the front running. And at least if it stays this way, well, Milan have got no further ahead of Inter. Long, long way to go in the season yet. Bianchi. Shalimov. Ferry towards Panchev. But he couldn't outsmart Paolo Maldini. At the moment, only Sampdoria of the top six are leading. The others drawing at this stage. Maldini. Sorrow's in the middle, so is Van Basten. But they will receive nothing. At least they might now, because the referee has given the free kick for the foul by Darko Panchev, who at least is putting himself about.
Yes, I mean, it's very good to see that he's a forward, and obviously clearly showing his intentions by working hard and getting behind the ball for his team.
Albertini with the free kick for Milan. This is Maldini, Albertini. Fontaine back helping out too. Then Baresi forward. But too strong for Lentini. Some frustration being shown by the Milan fans. They're used to their teams totally dominating games, especially in the San Siro. And it hasn't really been the case.
Also, I think, Peter, they use their team's exquisite, intricate passing as well, which I don't think Milan have passed the ball as well as what you're usually accustomed to seeing the Milan of old. I think at various times they've tried to play a longer ball game, and I think they've not really given themselves any width, and certainly Van Basten has not had the best of service today.
5 minutes to go, and a free kick to Inter, which Bianchi, I think, eventually will take. Driven through and harmlessly wide as Beatti and co came racing through. But that mistake by Antonioli beginning now to look very costly indeed for Milan. Massaro chasing forlornly. Zenga with a long clearance upfield, on then from Rijkaard. Lentini, quickly closed down by Bianchi. Rijkaard, Van Basten's touch, not a good one though. Away by Battistini. Towards Panchev. Good combination, Panchev and Shalimov. Fontaine. Beatti, and whacked away by Costa Curta. Lentini dribbling past one challenge. Here's Van Basten. Remember, it was a late winner by Milan when the two teams met in one of the derbies last season. Massaro the scorer. Geranio, that looked to be handled there. That's what the Milan players are certainly claiming.
I think you can see the ball comes wide here.
Oh, definitely.
I think it's definitely. But what was pleasing there, Peter, was actually the approach play. They come down one side, went down one wing to Van Basten, and there was nothing on, and they've come out and they've switched the play, and obviously they almost had something as a result of that.
The referee allowing Milan the advantage. Rijkaard hoping to take it up. Baresi. Tassotti. Baresi into the danger zone towards Massaro. Lentini now. The pressure is back on Inter. And again, a poor cross then by Lentini. Does tend to flit in and out of games, Lentini. For all his obvious talent, and of course the price tag on his head, £13 million.
Equally, Peter, at the same time he's shown he's only human as well.
Gives the rest of you some hope, doesn't it, really? Well, the trumpeter in the background is happy enough anyway. Wonder who he supports. Geranio weaving away down that right touchline where he's taken over the role vacated by Hullet now. Geranio is a quality act. Geranio, that's not a bad cross at all. Plucked out of the air by Walter Zenga. What an important catch then by the Inter goalkeeper. Maldini. Here's Bianchi. Shalimov. D'Agostini. We're into the last minute now. Fontalan. Costa Curta, that was neatly done. Tassotti. Mazzaro. Van Basten. Hustled out of it though. Pachev. Shalimov. He has Fontalan wide and Pachev through the middle. Bianchi. Fontalan found a little bit of space for himself. Inter though wanting to keep possession now. Maybe force a dramatic winner. Berti. On for Bianchi. That's a cool piece of play though by Lentini. And here's the counter-attack then from Milan. Still Lentini. And coolly done by Riccardo Ferri. Shalimov. Tassotti. We're into time added on for stoppages. Again, Ferri is there. He really has had a tremendous game at the back, Riccardo Ferri. And that's it. The final whistle. So very little injury time played by the referee, and it finishes 1-1 in the San Siro. And really all down to that appalling mistake by Jan Antonioli. And there's the trumpeter. For the second time this season.